Good morning, students. In our last class, we talked about the verb, physical verbs, mental verbs, and the linking verbs. Now, we will talk about some more kinds of verbs. What are these? Let you look at the screen. Action verbs. Action verbs express specific actions and are used anytime you want to show action or discuss someone doing something. It is important to remember that the action does not have to be physical. For example, run, dance, slide, jump, think, do, go, stand, smile, listen. In the following sentence, look at some examples of the action verbs. I run faster than David. He does it well. The verbs in the darker font are action verbs. She thinks about poetry all day long. In this sentence, think is the action verb. Students, please notice that all the action verbs are not physical, they may be mental verbs too. Now, the transitive verbs. Transitive verbs are action verbs that always express doable activities that relate or affect someone or something else. These other things are generally direct objects, nouns or pronouns that are affected by the verb. In a sentence with a transitive verb, someone or something receives the action of the verb. Let me tell you in different way. Based on the depending on the object the verbs take, the verbs are either the verbs are transitive or intransitive. If the verb take a single object, this is monotransitive verb. If the verb takes two objects, of which one will be direct object and the other will be indirect object, in that case the verb will be ditransitive verb. Transitive, for example, transitive verbs are love, respect, tolerate, believe, maintain, etc. You can see the use of the transitive verbs in the sentence Gary ate the cookies. In the sentence, ate is a transitive verb and it takes its object, the cookies, as the object, which is direct object. The sentence has single object, so it is a monotransitive verb. Examples of verbs used with both direct and indirect objects, like they sell him the tickets. I gave Suresh a pen. In this sentence, there are two objects, as I have mentioned earlier, of which one is direct object and the other is indirect object. Now, the intransitive verbs. Intransitive verbs are action verbs that always express doable activities, but they do not take object after them. They are different from transitive verbs because there is no direct object following an intransitive verbs. The action which is expressed by the verb does not necessarily affect anything. So there the object will be missing. In, for example, walk, laugh, cup, play, and run, etc. Look at the usage of the intransitive verb in the sentence. We traveled to London. Now the action expressed by the verb travel does not affect the following words which come after the verb. The intransitive verb is travel, the subject is we, because we are doing the traveling. London is not a direct object, London is not receiving the action of the verb. You have here some other examples. I sneezed in the morning, he arrived with moments to spare. John eats before leaving for school. By this way, some verbs are identified if they are transitive or intransitive. Now, the auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs are also known as helping verbs and are used together with a main verb to show the verb's tense or to form a question or a negative. Common examples of auxiliary verbs include have, might, will, be. These auxiliary verbs give some context to the main verb. For example, letting the reader know when the action took place. Auxiliary verbs are of two types: the modal verbs and the other verbs, which include be, have, and do. Modal verbs include would, should, will, shall, can, could, may, might, need not, ought to, etc. The auxiliary verb examples in the sentences which are at your screen, you can easily identify them. I will go home after football practice. The auxiliary verb will is telling us that the action of the main verb go is going to take place in the future after football practice has ended. If the auxiliary verb will was removed, we get the sentence I go home after football practice. In that case, the meaning changes. In this case, there is no definite time frame for the action. The sentence suggests that going home after football practice is just something the subject I generally does. You have some other examples at your screen. I may dance with you later. We did consider Brian's feeling. Jenny had spoken her final words. In addition, we can sometimes use the auxiliary verbs very before the pronoun or the noun to make a question. Might you dance with me later? Did we consider Brian's feelings? Has Jenny spoken her final words? Like this. Also, auxiliary verbs are used to help form negative statements with the use of words like not and never. These will usually split the auxiliary and main verbs. I may never dance with you again. We did not consider Brian's feeling. Jenny has not spoken her final words. Now, there is one another type of the verbs which we call Stative verbs. Stative verbs can be recognized because they express a state rather than an action. They typically relate to thoughts, emotions, relationships, senses, states of being, and measurements. The best way to think about stative verbs is that they are verbs that describe things that are not actions. The stative verbs are all expressing a state of doubting, a state of believing, a state of wanting. These state of being are often temporary. The stative verb examples in the following sentence are in bold for easy identification. The doctor disagrees with your analysis.